Shalom, welcome to our free online series, Learn Bible Hebrew. This is lesson 21. Just a little bit of explanation. In these lessons we don't learn vocabulary lists, we don't learn a lot of complicated grammatical terminology, and we don't use made-up exercises. We go straight to real extracts from the Bible that have been chosen to show our progression as we learn vocabulary and grammatical points, which we learn in context. Now, just a little bit of explanation about why we don't learn vocabulary lists. Well, here's an analogy. A word is a little bit like a butterfly, and when it flies free in its context, which in the case of the butterfly is the free air and sunshine, then it's a real butterfly. But as soon as you capture it and pin it on a piece of card, then it's dead. Well, it's a little bit like that with words. When they fly free in their context, then they are real words used in a normal way. But once you pin them down in a vocab list, so for example you say shalom means peace, well then you've restricted the word, you've tied it down to an English word. The English word has its own area of meaning, the Hebrew word has its own area of meaning, but you've kind of pinned them together and really they're dead. So rather than spend your time learning, memorizing vocabulary lists, it's better to learn real scripture. And so you see the words in their real context, and at the same time you're learning scripture that's of benefit to your heart, your soul, and your life. So without further ado, let's proceed to lesson 21, where we continue with our series looking at uplifting verses from the Psalms. So here we have it, lesson 21. Extract comes from Psalm 47, verse 7, and it says, Zamru Elohim, Zameru, Zamru Lemalchenu, Zameru. So Psalm 47 verse 7, and this is actually verse 6 in English. Again, the Hebrew counts the introductory statement to the psalm as verse 1. It has no number in English, so that's why the numbering is different, and Hebrew verse 7 is English verse 6. And interestingly, this verse is 6 words long, but it consists of one word. It has one word repeated 4 times. That's Zamru, sing. It just says, at the beginning here, it says, sing God, but meaning sing to God, or possibly about God. And the oo ending is the same as in hallelujah, so it's the command, sing, command, sing you, sing, God, sing. Now you notice that the vowels are a little bit different here and here. Doesn't change the meaning, it's just to do with the position in the sentence. This one here is like an independent one-word clause, whereas this one is linked to the Elohim, and then it goes back to this form again as at the beginning, Zamru lemalchenu, and then Zameru, again like a one-word clause, sing. So it says, sing God, or sing to God, sing. Sing to Malchenu, that says our King. So we'll come back to those in a minute, but Zamru, well, let's first unfold to our letter by letter translation, and then to our word for word translation. Sing God, sing. Sing to Malach King, and the nu ending means our King. Sing. This word sing is translated in the Greek, the Septuagint, which is the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible done about 200 BC, and they use the Greek word whose root is PSAL. So that's where we get the word psalm. It's a Greek word meaning sing. You may remember we also had shiru, meaning sing, from lesson 16, Psalm 149 verse 1. So we now have two words meaning sing. If there is a difference between them, shir seems to be a more general word, whereas zamru is specifically used of praise to God. So a little more about this new ending. We've met several of these endings now. Nu meaning our, we had ni meaning me, as in hineni, behold me, that was Isaiah 65 verse 17, lesson 19. And in Psalm 122 verse 6, lesson 15, we had the K suffix meaning feminine singular. And in lesson 14, Deuteronomy 6:5, we had the Ka ending, masculine singular. So let's just have a look at those on our sheet of grammatical forms. So here we have the little chart on our basics of Bible Hebrew grammar sheet. The details about this are on my blog. It's a very handy thing to have, because just in one laminated A4 sheet you've got all these grammatical details are summarized. There is actually more detail here than you need to know. I wouldn't worry in particular about these points down here, go right down to point 8. But I just wanted to point out the different endings that we've got here. Here's nu, the nu ending that says one CP, that means one common plural, masculine and feminine. So that stands for our or us, and you see it has a couple of different forms. And also we mentioned about the one that means me, hineni, there's that one, that's first person common singular. What else did we have? The ach meaning feminine, second person feminine singular, that's you or your. That was the one that we found in lesson 15, Psalm 122 verse 6, and then in Deuteronomy 6:5, which was lesson 14, we had the masculine ending ka, second masculine singular, second person, that means you, masculine singular. So it's interesting that Hebrew makes a distinction between masculine and feminine in the second person, which is a little bit unusual. I mean, English doesn't do it. English distinguishes between masculine and feminine in the third person, he and she, him and her, but doesn't distinguish between masculine and feminine in the second person, you. But Hebrew does, and here are examples of that. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul and your mind. That uses the masculine one. And then in Psalm 122 verse 6, it uses the feminine one. Those who love you, meaning who love Jerusalem. Okay, so there we have it. Some people like to memorize charts like this. If you like to do that, then that's fine, but I don't see that as necessary. I think it's better to spend your time memorizing the actual verse. But just if you like to look and refer to the forms that we've had and put them in the context of all the other like forms, well then you see a nice little summary of them here. I should say, looking at those endings, that masculine, even though it's masculine, it's often used to include everybody. So the women don't feel excluded. It was a patriarchal society, but they often use the masculine forms to to generally cover everybody. So here we are back to Psalm 47 verse 7, and down here I've written just a suggestion for the translation. Sing to God, sing. Sing to our King, sing. So this is a very joyous psalm that's encouraging us to sing and giving us the best reason to sing with a happy and glad heart.